God, we're tiny. Now we're bigger. Oh my gosh, what is happening? What is happening? And brothers, I thought you had been replaced by a squishy. What is happening there?
It's a bat squishy, Jenny, and it's not only a bat squishy because you know I love form and function. It's actually
do.
a bat squishy that you can use as your trick-or-treat bag.
It's a bag?
Yeah, it's like a bag, so I bought it so I could use it as a purse, but yeah. It's like,
It's a bag. It's a squishy. Is it a backpack?
oh God, wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe I'll make it into a backpack too.
You should absolutely make it into a backpack. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. So, yeah.
Mhm.
We're having technical difficulties, but I am trying to... Okay, there we go. We got it.
Oh, good.
Got it. Yeah. And brothers, happy Sunday. Here we are on a brunch time Sunday.
Mhm.
I
I'm
like doing
still
the
in my
brunch time thing.
jammies, Jenny.
I am too. Look, I'm wearing my hat because it's cold out this morning. And by
Mhm.
cold, I mean it's like 42 degrees here and foggy.
Right.
But, for me, that's like, I've still got my summer blood in me.
Me
So
too.
there you go. I've
Mhm.
got Marla the cat who's sacked out behind me. I don't know if you can see her because, she likes to have a leisurely Sunday. It's not been a leisurely Sunday. I've been up and moving since 5:30 this morning because I don't sleep well anymore. So there you go.
Oh,
So it's
Jenny
like, why
brothers.
wouldn't I get up at 5:30 on a Sunday? Because, why not?
Why
The g-
not?
the good news is I'm drinking this delicious Ethiopian coffee that my sister gave me out
Uh-huh.
of my Donkers mug, which I
Mhm.
got in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, otherwise
Nice.
known as Marquette. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So, yeah. How's your fall going?
It's going fine, you know. Oh, Jenny. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait here. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'll be
Okay,
right
so
back.
while Anne is off doing other things, I will vamp for a minute by talking about Donkers. It's a candy store and it's a place where you can go get a really fantastic breakfast. You have to go up the stairs to get to the breakfast, but that's okay. They also have an array of candies and ice cream. So there you have it. Yes, it is fall here in the great state of Michigan, October. It's birthday week too. Since Anne's away, you guys do me a favor, sing her happy birthday as soon as she gets back because Anne's birthday was on Thursday. Duncan's birthday was on. Holy shit, look at the size of that. Did you grow that?
Oh man, I wish. But no, we had them at work. They were only $6 a piece. So I bought two of them. I'm gonna make them
So for
into
those
jack-o'-lanterns. It's
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what's happening, Anna's holding a massive squash. It's massive. It's the biggest squash. It's like the size of a 4-year-old. Anne's holding a 4-year-old baby squash, okay?
yeah, I was as soon as I saw them, like we had this guy bring them in, the farmer brought them in, and I was like, he's like, yeah, I guess $6 a piece. I'm like, put them all in my car.
Right now. So now you have to go through the obligatory, hey, Anne, is that a giant squash in your pocket or are you happy to see me?
It's a giant squash.
Yeah, it is a giant squash, so fuck off. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so here we are coming in hot with Anne's giant squash. That's a birthday squash. So yeah, anyway, Anna, you definitely bought yourself the best birthday present ever, which is a
Yeah,
giant
two
squash.
of them. How about
Yeah,
two of them?
if you're not watching the video version of this podcast, then you
Mhm.
should, just for that visual of my
Yeah,
sister happily cradling a giant squash.
yeah.
So,
It's my
yeah.
baby giant squash.
Did you name the giant squash?
Not yet. Just I was just so excited. I was like, when I got back to work on Friday, I was like, oh, I hope we still have squash left. And as soon as I got there, I was like, I picked out the second biggest squash because I already had the first biggest squash, and I was like, and I put my name on it on it with a post-it. Anne is buying this. So
Did you make some sort of threat that was like, if you buy this squash, I swear to God, I will cut you with what's left of my other squash?
exactly. I swear
Yeah.
to God.
Um, yeah, and hopefully that when you talk about the fact that we're not cool, hip, or sexy, that you mentioned something about getting excited over a giant squash.
Super excited. I was thrilled. I was like, "Oh my gosh, get the price tag on those immediately because I am buying one." So yeah, I was
Yes. Yeah.
most
That's
most
awesome.
happy. Mhm.
And real quick, I want to shout this out so I don't forget because,
Mhm.
I'm going to be a senior here in a couple of weeks. And so I'm starting to forget things. It is October 12th, which means it is Joe Vieta's birthday today. So,
Ooh.
cousin Joe Vieta, wherever you are in the world, your cousins are wishing you a happy birthday. Happy
Uh,
birthday, yo.
happy birthday, Joe.
I don't
I was
know
like,
Joe, you'll have to let us know how old you are because I don't remember. I know you're older than me, but that's all I know.
That's all I know. That's all I need to
Uh,
know.
so yes, it was Anne's birthday this week. It was Duncan's birthday this week. Earlier in the week, it was Lance's birthday. Cousin Lance, happy birthday to you. I saw the birthday card that my sister lovingly sent you. It was beautiful. I would send a birthday card, but I'm not really great at that sort of thing. So I'll just show up at Thanksgiving and buy you a drink. I'll do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's see. Dad's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday preemptively to you, Dad. We went out and had chicken last night. What else? Who else has a birthday this week? I don't remember who else. So yeah, October's birthday month. So mine's at the end of the
Yeah.
month. My husband's at the end of the month. My nephew's at the end of the month. Judy's at the end of the month. So
Wow.
yeah, it's birthday week here in the Brothers family, among other things. So yeah,
Among
it's a busy week. So yes, and we are here though. We're not here to talk about birthdays. We are here to talk about Halloween, and it just so happens that our birthdays are just ridiculously close to Halloween.
right.
So that's what we are here. We are here today to continue the great month that is Spooktoberfest. We are here to talk about the things that we love the most, the best of Halloween, according to us, the
Mhm.
brothers sisters, because this is our podcast, and so everything is, of course, very brothers sisters bias. We have a
It's about
brothers
us.
sisters bias, and I do
Yeah.
not apologize for that because if you want some other bias, watch some other podcast. So
Yeah. I
there, I
understand
just
Amy
threw it
Poehler
down.
has a new one. So watch
Yes,
hers.
Amy Poehler has a podcast, of course, because she's already famous. So why not have more podcast time to get
Yeah.
more famous?
Right.
Or less. I don't know. Do you become less famous once you get a podcast, or do you become more? I don't
I
know.
don't know. We are neither, so we cannot say.
Yes, yes. This is more. We do this because it's fun, and I like talking to my sister every week, so that's what we do.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there you go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on the stage here. Oh, I forgot to turn off our background. Now I did. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Look how the orange looks on the black. That looks tight.
It looks tight. It looks very spooky.
So Halloweeny. Yes. So yes, it's the best of the Halloween according to the Brothers Sisters. Let's get in it, shall we, Ann
Yeah.
Brothers?
Let's do
All
it.
right, so yes, let's do that. Oh gosh, that welcome back is super tiny this week. Sorry, I should have made it bigger. All right, go for it. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read
No,
it?
I got it, Jenny Brothers. All
Okay,
right.
good. Make it happen.
We're Ann and Janice Brothers. We're sisters. Our last name is Brothers, and I think we deserve a treat for that.
Grandma Brothers would be all on board with that. Can I interrupt for a second?
Certainly.
Yes, the idea of treating yourself was actually not introduced to us by the show Parks and Rec and Treat Yourself. It was introduced to us by Avis Brothers,
Mhm.
who would just randomly send you a letter in the mail with like $5 or $10 or $20 in it, and it would just be like, "Hey, buy yourself a little treat and or get yourself a little treat." I'm like, "Yes, Grandma Brothers, you're right. I deserve a treat."
Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, so we were raised
Yes,
by our grandma brothers to treat ourselves.
yes, we were.
Mhm.
Yes, we were.
So,
So yeah.
we're in our 50s, which means we are Generation X, and that also means that we spent many an early morning weekday watching Captain Kangaroo before we went to school.
Yes, we did. And
Mhm,
honestly, my day wasn't right if I didn't get to watch me some Captain Kangaroo. I never
mhm,
felt good about my day unless there was cat. I mean, we had this routine. We walked to Grandma Baker's house. We hung out with Grandma Baker. We got a molasses cookie. We watched Captain Kangaroo, or we had Archway cookie with a little yummy center, and then we
mhm,
walked to school because it was only a block or so from Grandma Baker's house, great grandmother Baker, Avis's mother, to
mhm.
school.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
yeah.
we watched Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Green
Mm-hmm.
Jeans, Slim
Mm-hmm.
Goodbody,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
all that.
Slim good body, brave and true, a man of health, a hero who leads the team of body control. Nutrition's his mission, good health's his goal. The fact that I still effing remember that is ridiculous. I didn't remember my own name when I woke up this morning, but I remember the Slim Goodbody song because I'm
Slim
that way. I'm that kid.
Yeah, exactly. So Mr. Green Jeans, the moose puppet, all that.
Mr. Moose, Mr. Moose.
Mr. Moose.
Yes,
So yeah, so I asked Duncan, I said, "Did you guys watch Captain Kangaroo?" He's like, "Oh yeah." So we're like, there you go. Captain Kangaroo. I don't
that's
think
right.
we have enough. I don't think we have enough nostalgia about Captain Kangaroo. So there we go.
Just
We're
the
going to
ping
talk
pong
about
ball.
some smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three. And as Jenny and I have said in the past and reiterated again today, we are not cool, hip, or sexy, but we are a lot of fun. So,
Mm,
and I think I've
yes.
demonstrated that with my giant squash. There you go. Lots of fun. And that's not even a euphemism. So that's how fun
No,
we are.
that's the part that's really funny.
Yeah.
So
We're not a true crime, celebrity, or influencer podcast. We are the B scary movie of podcasts. Lots of cheap thrills, and you can't
mm,
get hurt. So there you
nope.
go.
We're the
Perfect.
blob.
We're the blob. Exactly. We're the blob. Um, we've been told we're good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff, and because we love Halloween and we want it to be your favorite holiday too. So Halloween should be a no work holiday, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. You should just get the day off. So that's what I think.
Oh, you see, I think we should get the first off, not Halloween. We should get the first off because we're going to be so busy enjoying our candy and our parties that we
Yeah,
must have. I also
November
believe
1st.
that we should also have the day after the Super Bowl off, or the Super Bowl should be on a Saturday.
Hmm.
But those are other things that I believe. Sorry, Anne, I interrupted you yet again.
No, that's okay. This podcast is not PG, or even PG-13 because it's fucking Spooktoberfest 2025, and the
Yes,
and the fun continues. You can
yes.
join us on our website, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, YumTube or YouTube, and Amazon Music. Like us, follow us, hit the bell, leave us a review. Give us your feedback, smash the bell, answer some questions, and some polls. Or if you're like, oh, I'm just too tired to do any of that, just say, Alexa, play the Brothers Sisters, Smart Dumb Fun, and she will do it.
That's right. Enjoy the brother sisters hands free
Hmm.
or hands on. I don't know, whatever you're into. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna,
Whatever
let
makes
you
you
tell you how
happy.
to enjoy us. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. You guys make sure you tell people to share us, share the love that is us, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Put the word out. You don't have to give us any money to support us. All you got to do is like us, subscribe, share stuff.
Hmm.
Sharing is caring. And besides, where else are you going to get this great information about Halloween except every other podcast? So there you go.
Exactly. It seems to be a theme this month.
I
Hmm.
know, I know. That's okay.
Hmm.
So
Are we
we are
not being clever,
co-signing on that.
Jenny? Talking about Halloween during October, groundbreaking.
That is very ouch. That
I know,
stings.
right? Ouch, ouch. Yeah, we're not. So,
No. And you want to talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, and fun stuff? I'm going to go first on this one today.
sure.
I'd like to take a minute to give an unpaid shout out to Schultz's Fruit Ridge Farms in Mattawan, Michigan. Oh, Schultz's Fruit Ridge Farms, I just want to tell you how much I love you. You're amazing. Your apples are delicious. Your Honeycrisp apple should have its own state and a capital to go with it.
Mm.
Your cider is excellent. Not since the days of Wiederman's Fruit Farm have I enjoyed cider as much as I have enjoyed yours. And finally, let us talk about the jewel of the Schultz's Fruit Ridge uh, um, farm. It's the donuts.
Mm.
The donuts, the apple cinnamon and sugar donuts, are ridiculous. And by ridiculous, I mean literally, if I have a kidney to spare, I will trade them for your donut, even one. I went the other day and I picked up some donuts because I was feeling sad because I had to go pick up Betty's ashes from the vet because we had her cremated.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop at Schultz's first. And I'm going to stop. So I picked up what turned out to be a dozen donuts and a glass of cider. And I immediately ate one of the donuts in the car. And I felt so much better. And I drank all the cider. And then I went home and continued to eat more donuts. Yeah. We plowed through a dozen of those donuts in about 13 hours. So,
Nice. Well, Jenny, they're not good. They're not any good after 24.
well, you know what? They serve them when you go. Okay, so here you go. You drive up to the little Schultz's place and you park, and they have a whole store kind of back in the property a little bit, and they have the place where you can go get your pumpkins. But they have something called the Donut Depot, which is, and I
Hmm.
have a picture of it here. It's a little trailer that they have dressed up like a house, and they serve the donuts warm, hot, right off the fryer, and then you eat them, and you have your cider, and then you have your bag of donuts, and then you accidentally leave the bag on your car seat, and then when you take them in later, you realize that you left a giant grease stain on your car, and you're like, "Oops, I gotta clean that later." And it came out pretty good with some Dawn soap, but anyway, you don't care because you've got the donuts. Yeah, they're
Exactly.
amazing, and they are perfectly made. They have a crispy kind of outside of them. And they have this, and they're so soft and yummy and warm inside.
Yeah.
You know, it's the perfect donut. And I like
Hmm.
donuts. Like people who talk about how great Sweetwater donuts are, and they are, but they're a little much. These donuts are perfect. They're not super big, but they're not super small either. They're the just right donut. So anyway, I
Exactly.
gotta calm down. I got all excited talking about it again. I literally want to drive there right now and go get more
I was
donuts.
gonna say, you guys gonna drive out there today and get some donuts on this
Maybe
foggy
I
fall
will.
day?
Ugh, it's perfect day for donuts. But the problem now is that it's Sunday and everybody and their mom's going to be there getting
Yeah.
donuts and pumpkins and squash
Yeah.
and probably not a giant baby sized squash, but whatever. All right. Now, Anne,
Uh,
now you go.
Well, I had so much going on this week. I had, it was my birthday. And so, I had the 8 days of Annika. So I bought myself lots of little presents. And then it was my birthday and I went for a massage and a facial. And then we got to go out to dinner and I went to one of my favorite places in Detroit, and I was like, oh, what am I going to talk about? So I just instead I started to say my me board. I've been working on my me board, and I was like, it's not really a vision board, though I have some visions on it. It's to remind me of what I love, what I want to do, what I should do, who inspires me, all kinds of stuff. What I've enjoyed, embracing the season. This is fall's an easy season for me to embrace. It's a winter that's a real hard thing for me to embrace. So all this stuff. So I just put it on my board and I have it in my bathroom because I go in there all the time. So I'm like, when I get out of the shower, oh yeah. So it just reminds me of stuff. And then in the middle, I have a little picture. It's actually a sticker of
And
a
would you like me to show your board on the screen right now?
sure. It's
You can
like
talk about it while we're doing it.
okay, it's a sticker of a sloth riding riding her bicycle with a basket of flowers. She's got her little backpack and her yoga mat. That's me. And I was like, oh, that's what I want to be when I grow up. I'm like, no, that's me right now. That's who I am right now. And it reminds me of
Mm.
like that person right there is fun and does things she likes and likes pretty things and cool things. I'm like, that's me. So this is my me board. It reminds me that I should eat my vegetables. It
Mm.
has my Aunt Julie there, who's an inspiration for me and always reminds me to have fun and be creative and learn. And things that I want to do more of and things that I've had fun with and people that inspire me like Frida Kahlo. I want to get a picture of Joan of Arc and Anne of
Mm.
Cleves too.
Oh,
Just like
nice.
yeah, just fun stuff. Here's my little, dedication to the Halloween season. And then every day I try to write down one thing that I did. And it doesn't have to be an exceptional thing. It's just one thing that I did that either I enjoyed or I was glad that I did. And then I thought, as I fill up the little pages, I'm like, at the end of the year, I'll put that in my journal. And you're like, well, what did I do this year? I'm like, these are all the things I did this year. So, I'll put it in my journal at the end of the year. So just things and when I look at this, it reminds me that I have a good life and that I'm a happy person and that, I have things that I still want to do, but there's things that I'm always doing that make me happy. And it's just reminding me of all the good stuff that I have in my life. So there you go.
I think that's cool, Ann Brothers. I have something similar. This is mine. I don't know if I would call it a me board per se, but it's more of a I look at this stuff and it makes me happy board. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So,
Hmm.
I get it. And again, I've got things that I would like for myself, things that I've done,
Hmm.
things that people have given me. For
Hmm.
instance, the giant dinosaur light I have over my board is from Lori Worrell, and it's awesome. And I think of
Hmm.
her every time I look at it. So I
Right.
love that, stuff like that.
Stuff
So,
like that.
yeah,
Exactly. Just,
stuff like that. Yeah.
fun, cool stuff. And it just, because people are like, what is it? Blessings and I'm just like, this is just a way for me to do it. It's like everybody has their way of like, reminding themselves that they got it pretty good. So here's a way to do that
That's
and remind
cool.
myself that, hey, there's still other things I want to learn and do and blah, blah, blah. So
And that's awesome. I love that.
mhm,
I love
yeah,
that, Ann Brothers. Well done. That is a good. That's totally awesome. That's a great,
yeah,
smart, dumb, fun thing.
yeah.
So
Me, I
yeah,
think so too.
awesome. Especially in these times of want and woe,
Hmm.
as I like to think of them right now. So
Yeah.
well done, Ann Brothers.
Hmm.
Keep it simple. That's all
Keep
I
it
know.
simple.
So shall we talk about why we're here, Ann Brothers?
Yes, let's do that, Jenny Brothers.
Here to talk about what's better than Halloween, the best of Halloween. Now, we could have gone, I would say, ape shit crazy on this, but
Hmm.
we did not. We kept it to five simple categories. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the best of things that we think are relevant for Halloween. If you think of things that are different or better or awesome, we would love to hear about those as well. So
Me
here we
too.
go. Let's get to it.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. Question that I added, Anne. Are you
Hmm.
ready?
Yes.
Tell me why Halloween is the best. Go.
Well, I love the idea of the spookiness. And I loved when I was little, I loved the idea of the spookiness. And then I loved dressing up anyway. That was one of my favorite ways to play was to dress up and play pretend. So this was like a big pretend holiday. And there was like no obligations. You didn't have to travel anywhere, you didn't have to dress up, you didn't have to put on the shoes you didn't like, you didn't have to go to church. um It was just, and you got candy, man. Two of my favorite things, and still to this day, are dressing up and sweets. If it's got sugar or chocolate in it, I love it. So I was like, why wouldn't I? Plus the idea of being a little bit scared, but not in danger, but just a little bit scared. So yeah. Why do you like it, Jenny?
I like Halloween because it's the day after my birthday, and my birthday is the best. So it was like this double holiday. It was like,
Mhm.
how do you make your birthday better? You sandwich fucking Halloween right
Halloween.
on top of it. So that was one thing I liked. Two, you cannot I myself never liked dressing up. I always thought it was a chore to put a costume on. And I still do. But I really liked, well, the payoff was candy, but I really just liked being outdoors at night.
Yeah.
I love that. It was something that you didn't really get to do. And even though you're supervised and you feel totally safe, the idea that you would be out at night and sometimes it would be windy or breezy or rainy. And I just loved that we
Mhm.
get to go out at night and walk around, and it was great. And it's a little bit scary, even though you're in this little confines and you're perfectly safe, surrounded by other
Mhm.
humans. Um, it was just that sort of, this is different. This is amazing. I want to stay out here forever. The candy was the secondary thing for me. I just love being able to be outside. It was like I was so bummed when we would have to come back in because it's like, okay, yeah, I got all this candy, but now I have to be inside. So
Right.
that was what it was for me. And I love that transition between seasons. You're transitioning out of summer, and in Michigan, you're basically transitioning out of fall at that point.
Mhm.
And there you go. So, all right, I'm going to take over for a minute. And do you need a break?
I do.
Okay, go take a break. I'm going to take over. Do you mind if I start introducing some of this stuff?
No, you go first.
Okay, cool. I'm on it. All right. Sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. All right, so that's why Halloween is the best, because it's the super fun holiday. All right, so we started off. So first off, you guys, let me tell you some of the traditions that, or some of the things that we did. Our categories were things like traditions, costumes, food and drink, Halloween in the media, and Halloween books, or books that are related to Halloween. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my list and what I love about the best Halloween traditions. Okay, number one. Um, I love over the top Halloween decor. And that's one of the things I love. I love just driving around neighborhoods and going and seeing what's out there. Like last night we drove into Mendon to go have chicken because my dad, he likes the chicken place in Mendon, Gibby's. So we drove into Mendon, Michigan in order to go and have chicken. And as we were driving through town, you saw these amazing displays of Halloween over the top ridiculousness. I'm like, we're talking whole yards that were converted into graveyards with giant skeletons and cobwebs. And I just really like, it's fun to watch people really get into it. And in saying that, I feel guilty because I myself have not decorated for Halloween yet. It's gonna happen. It will happen this week, I promise. Or at least I've promised myself that. So we'll see if it actually happens. But if nothing else, you at least got to get some, little pumpkins out there, or a witch on the door or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Number two, one of the best Halloween traditions I think is carving pumpkins. It's one of my favorite things to do, and actually the night I like to do it is the night of my birthday, because I don't like to get my carving done too early, because then the pumpkins start to rot and they're all rotted out by the time you get to Halloween. And I don't know, maybe some people like that. I myself do not. But I like carving pumpkins, and we went and carved some pumpkins. I was just, hi, Ann, you're back.
I am.
I swear to God, Ann, you are the fastest ever at that. The fastest.
I don't like to hover over my own waist.
Fair enough. So, while you were gone, I was talking about Halloween traditions, and I started with mine, and I was talking about how much I love Halloween over the top Halloween decor. And I was
Mhm.
talking about how when we were driving through Mendon last night, there were some really great displays of over the top Halloween yards. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also talking about carving pumpkins, and I love to carve pumpkins. I especially like to do it on my birthday because that way they are fresh and awesome for Halloween night. And we went and carved pumpkins a couple years ago with our friends Amber and Adam and their two girls, which was really fun. But Adam busted out power tools and he was like
Mhm.
carving his pumpkins with power tools. And I'm like, oh, dude, that is a game changer. So that was really fun because I'm not particularly artistic. And though I like carving pumpkins, I pretty much have the same design every year. So it was kind of nice to kind of do something a little different.
Mhm.
And I love, and I am obsessive about getting my pumpkin completely clean. There is not a seed, there is not a shard, there is not a
Mhm.
string in that pumpkin when I am done with it. It is, and that's the Michael Brothers, and I can thank Michael Brothers for that because carving pumpkins with Dad when we were kids, those pumpkins would be literally practically laminated. They were so clean. And I found that I liked that. I'm like, I want my pumpkins to look like that too.
Mhm.
So carving pumpkins, and again with the power tool things, I like the whole idea of trick or treating. You're starting to see more and more places do trunk or treats instead of trick or treats, and that's again a safety thing. I get that. Like I said, I live up here in Northside in Kalamazoo. We don't get a lot of trick or treaters, if any, but you do. There are more than one trunk or treat event up this way, so I think that's awesome that people still get. And I'd never been to a trunk or treat until last
Mhm.
year. And it's fun because people go all out. They decorate their cars, they decorate their trunks, they get spooky, they play music, they have the dry ice fog, all of it. So
Nice.
I think that's particularly
Mhm.
cool. And finally, my last favorite tradition of Halloween is going out Halloween night to a bar and watching the shit show that is Halloween night. Um, it really is. You have all of these people dressed up. It is no holds barred, people getting wasted. And, as a 55-year-old woman, watching the 20-year-olds go out and do that is really funny. Saturday Night Live actually did a little video on it a couple years ago, and it nails it so hard. I went ahead and added it to this slide deck because it's so funny. It's just called A Girl's Halloween, and it is hilarious. It literally it's everything you see when you go out on a Halloween night, from the costumes to the fact that everybody looks ripped and torn. There's missing shoes, there's vomiting. We kind of saw that a couple years ago when we went on the history tour, and it
Mhm.
just so happened that the history tour that we went on was on my birthday, and that was party night for Halloween. So it was October 30th, which is a Saturday, so it was party night. And so here we are in downtown Detroit watching the shit show while we're on our tour, and it was fun.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I was like, "Whoa." I'm like, "Wow, you can
yeah.
really see the 2 different groups."
You have this like bus full of nerds that are like, looking at our guides to, ghost nerd stuff in Detroit. And then you've got everybody else decked out in their sexy kitty costumes and their sexy nurse costumes and their sexy cheerleader costumes, going to the bar. So like,
Yeah.
that is correct.
That sounds just
Accurate.
about right.
So Anne, okay, now you tell me about your favorite Halloween traditions.
Well, of course, the costumes. I
Mm.
always, it was like the all I wanted to do when I was little was wear lipstick, wear dark red nail polish, and high heels. And it was the one time of year I got to wear lipstick, dark red nail polish, and high heels. So, man, I loved that. I was like, I was going to pick whatever costume, and I hated it if it snowed or rained, and I had to wear a coat over my princess costume, and people wouldn't be able to see my awesome, princess costume. So,
And it did snow and or rain 65 to 70% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. So, of
Maybe
course,
more
I
like 80.
loved trick or treating because it was the one time a year where I could get all the candy I wanted, and it was too much for mom and dad to hide. So, and I was like, this is going to last forever. It's going to last for Christmas through Christmas, and if it lasted into this second week in November, it was amazing. Carving pumpkins. I am a traditional pumpkin carver. I like to have mine that look, goofy and very 1970s. Duncan busts out the power tools. He has like all kinds. Last year, he made the eye of Sauron out of a pumpkin.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's super, super into like making really creative stuff. And I'm just like, nope, I want a traditional, goofy face, scary face, eyes going every which way, but it's very traditional. Scary movies. I love Duncan and I have we put them all, we made a list of like 50 scary movies that we like. We cut them up, made it like a little lottery game. So you like pick one out of the giant bat. Let's see, if I was to pick one out of the giant bat, we would be watching, Jenny, The Ring.
That's a good one. I'm still
Yes.
not right. Okay, so one of my coworkers has a daughter that when she puts her hair, she's like 10 or 11, and this kid
Hmm.
has a far too developed sense of humor for anybody at this age. But she'll put like her hair over her face, and then she'll like do the crawly thing where she's crawling out of the TV. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
God.
Scary movies, scary history tours. I love a good scary history tour. A
Yes.
Friend Days, which are a Day of the Dead thing. Basically, it's an altar to the dead. Scary short story anthologies. I usually pick out one every October, and I read short scary stories. Touring the Spirit Halloween store. I love to do that. You can spend like 45 minutes like making all the scary things go off and seeing all that, like, oh, I didn't even know this was a sexy sewer worker. Who knew? It's a blast. And I like to go like during the day when it's not very busy. And I'm like, you get into these corners and you're like, ooh, is this where I get kidnapped by the scary thing and like get sucked into the Halloween spirit store and end up living here and haunting it? So yeah. I love doing that. And then if you want a good podcast for scary stories, Spooked with Glenn Washington. All of the stories are supposed to be true stories where people have experienced their own ghosts or scary things. That's fun. I usually like to do that in October too. So there you go. Lots
I
of
have
fun
my own
Halloween
ghost story.
traditions. Me
I
too.
have my own ghost story. It's awesome.
Really, Jenny?
But we can't talk about that because
Oh, that's right.
that comes later. That's not. Yeah, that's later.
Yeah,
It's a different
2
show.
weeks. 2 weeks from now.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I do not like Spirit Halloween, but that's just I don't know. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. But that's just whatever. It's okay.
Okay.
I forgot to add one, and I forgot to talk about costume parties. I do love me a good
Oh.
Halloween party.
Mhm.
But I am of the belief that you have to do stuff at your
Mhm.
Halloween party. I'm not a big stand around party person. There have to be activities. So if you're going to throw a costume party or a Halloween party, there need to be activities so that you're not just that guy standing there in your Superman costume holding your red Solo cup and just standing
Right.
there, because that is no. That's a
That's
no.
lame. Lame.
That's lame. That's some basic shit, and I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
So
Right.
there needs to be questionnaires.
Mhm.
There need to be contests. There need to be feats of strength and skill. That's a
Yeah.
party. There needs to be a display of talent of some
Uh-huh.
sort or not talent.
Mhm.
Yeah, there needs to be risks taking at a Halloween party. So anyway, there
Anyway.
you go. Wait,
Wait.
that's
Whoops.
the that's
Let's see.
right. No, that was the video.
Okay.
Because dang, that video is funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. And should we talk about the best Halloween costumes?
I think we should, Jenny.
Yes.
You go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. I would say nothing beats the old shitty 70s plastic suffocation death mask costumes that we had when we were kids. I liked those because they were easy. You took them out of for those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about, costumes all come in like bags now, but back in the day, they came in a box. They came in a box with a top that had a little cellophane window so you could see what the scary death mask looked like. And I loved those because they were no frills. I could be a stormtrooper, and it was easy. That's what I liked about it. On the downside, you had to wear the scary death suffocation mask because it was basically this molded plastic that you would put over your face with a poorly fastened rubber band in the back that always broke. I mean,
Mhm.
it always broke. And so then you'd be sitting there in Mrs. Connors' classroom with her stapler trying to staple the rubber band back onto the mask, and it never quite worked. So, and the other thing is those costumes were about a millimeter thick, so you'd get the thing on over your clothes, and you would hope to God that you didn't get the wrong size, because if you got the wrong size, there was no squeezing. You try to squeeze your butt into that, and that thing would just split right down the middle. So, not that and then you'd be wearing some duct tape on the back like first grade, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, so there was a price to be paid for the ease of which you could figure out that costume, is that there were some complications. So, and your strategy of actually dressing up to the nines and making a real costume is probably better. But my first grade mind was like, yeah, this Casper costume is the bomb. So anyway, as far as other best costumes, anything that you can't buy online, or as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate people that really put some work into their costumes. So anything that you can't buy at Spirit Halloween, no sexy kitten, no sexy bee, no sexy anything, just come up with something clever. And there's a lot of really clever costumes. I was looking at the one that you posted. The zombie is my favorite. That's
Uh-huh.
genius. So, and then finally, I'm going to throw some props out to my daughter and her husband Devin, because they just had we got a 4-week-old baby Lucy, and they have a little bear onesie that they have her in. So they're gonna dress up as campers who've been mauled by a bear, and then they're gonna be carrying the little bear around them with them. I'm like, that's adorable. I love
Mhm.
that a bazillion. Good
Yeah.
job, you guys. All right, Anne, go for it.
Well, on the counter, I hated those plastic costumes from the 70s. It was everything I hated. I didn't look cute. I had this plastic thing on my face. I had to put it, I didn't look, I wasn't wearing a cute dress. I was wearing basically plastic pants. I was like, I hate this 100%. No, I do not want the plastic costume. So, as always, anything handmade, not store bought. I know this is like not politically correct anymore, but one year I went as a gypsy moth. So I made myself big wings out of old wire hangers and I made them with beads and velvet. And then I dressed up as a gypsy with these big moth wings, and I was a gypsy moth. So I love that kind of stuff when you put two things together like that, like the zombie, that sort of thing. I love babies in Halloween costume snuggies. I mean, I saw one the other day and it was just like adorable. I'm like, that is so free. He was dressed up as a little bat. It was so adorable. I'm like, I don't really even like babies, but man, they look super. You know what? I really like whenever I see a cute baby, I'm like, oh man, I wish that was a dog. And so this is like one of those ways where you can like make a baby as cute as an animal, baby animal. So anyway, I think, and then, yes, Jenny.
You would like it because they bought Lucy a little baby bat outfit. It's pretty. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah. And then of course I do love me an unsexy costume that is made sexy. And what I mean is like not a short skirt or something, but it's just like I have the Mrs. Bigfoot here, or the Lady Bigfoot, and she's got like a pink bow in her hair and a cinched pink waist. I mean, that I think is hilarious. So you put on this totally unsexy costume, like, no, it's sexy. Look, I have a bow. Look, I did my nails, I think that is so funny. So there you go. That's what I like.
You remember when Aunt Julie dressed up as a bag of jelly beans?
Yes.
Yeah, I put that on here as an homage to her because I thought that was one of the cleverest costumes I had ever seen.
Yes, it
So
was.
yeah, yep. So good job, Aunt Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So that
telling you,
kind of
leading the
stuff,
way. Yeah.
clever, like put a little, even when I like, we'll sometimes go help Tony and Jeannie pass out candy at their house because they get tons of kids. And I see the kid with the cardboard boxes with tinfoil on it, pretending to be a robot. I'm like, that kid gets 2 handfuls of candy. He's my hero. So
good job, buddy.
Yeah, good job,
Yes, indeed. Shall we talk Halloween candy?
Let's talk
This
Halloween
is an important
candy.
one for me.
This is me too.
And start us off.
Well, one, I like me a full-size candy, either getting or giving. When Duncan and I lived in Ypsilanti and we'd get trick-or-treaters, I would always go to Costco. I get full-size candy, and yeah, I was like, I always loved it when somebody passed out full-size candy bars, and I wanted to be that house that did it. So full-size candy.
Never understood the idea of fun size. I'm like, there's nothing fun about this tiny candy bar.
Tiny candy. I'm like, if it's fun size, I want it to be the size of my head. And if it's family size, I want it to be the size of a sleeping bag. So,
Yep. Because that's fun.
That's fun.
Agreed. Yes.
So anyway, full size candy, best candy. Doesn't matter what it is as long as it's full sized. Chocolate candy bars, or bag of M&M, full size bag of M&Ms, Snickers, Milky Way, even Three Musketeer. Any full size chocolate candy bar was aces for me. That those people were rich, and I wanted to be their daughter. A full trick or treat bag. Oh man, there's nothing like that. You go out, it's light, and by the time you get home, you got to use 2 hands. Oh, it just seems like you seem like the richest person in the world. Look at me. I'm so wealthy. It'll never end. Getting more than 1 piece of candy at a time. That was generous. It might be fun size, but if you get, a whole fistful, you're like, yay. Pumpkin shaped acorn candy. Man, I love those. They're disgusting and I can't get enough of them. I love the artificial taste in my mouth, the plastic feeling, the way my teeth squished into it, the way my stomach hurt a little bit afterwards. The way I couldn't poop for about 40 hours, all of that.
And when you could, it was the most painful exercise ever.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, I just, sweet youth. So there you go.
Indeed. So, And this was the unicorn for me, the full-size bag of Skittles. You can almost
Mm,
never get that. And I realized that in terms of candy and health, Skittles is as far as you can get from candy that does it's the worst. It's like it's a non-chocolate candy with trans fats in it. How does that happen? And I love it so much.
I know. It's like, how do they make this more? I hate these. I can't stop eating them.
Cannot stop eating them. They're the perfect degree of crunch and chew. Oh my God, I
Mhm.
love them so much.
Yeah.
Um, I love this time of year because as an adult, you can go to like Costco and get the giant bag of candy for some ridiculously low price. It's like
Mhm.
half the price of what it would normally be. And I love that because then you can just stock up and have it around. So yay for that. Even if I'm not going to give it away, fuck you kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the best price in town. So when I was a kid, this is what I loved. I loved getting home and dumping the bag out on the floor and just looking at the dragon's hoard of candy and just that feeling of this is all for me except the stuff that mom would take, like for instance the butterfingers, which was fine,
And a
and
bit
the
of
almond
honey.
joy, which was and the bit of honey, which was super fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, just that feeling, just that this feeling of victory, of
Mhm.
like nothing bad could ever happen
Mhm.
at this moment as I'm staring at this dragon's hoard of candy.
Right.
And you kind of had this hierarchy, like for me the first thing that would go would be the Milky Way. That was kind of the
Mhm.
thing because they really didn't have, like when I was little they didn't have Skittles yet. That didn't come out to the 80s. So
Mhm.
then you'd have like the Milky Way and the Snickers and the Reese's peanut butter cups and that sort of
Mhm.
hierarchy. And then as you would get towards that second week of November, then it would be just things like Butterfingers or the hard candy or a sucker or something or the Tootsie Rolls. And
Mhm.
then of course by that last week of November, it was just or that second week of November, it's just desperation candy, candy corns, and that those peanut butter wads that were wrapped in that waxy orange or black paper.
I liked
So,
those. You know what I
yeah.
didn't like was Smarties. There was so many Smarties.
Oh, I love Smarties for many
Mhm.
reasons. A, because I liked the sweet taste of them. B, because you could jam them in your front, and then you could pretend like you're like had little teeth, and then you could pretend somebody would smack you, and then you'd spit one out like you just lost a tooth. I know it's just sight gag.
Uh,
Yeah, loved Smarties. So I think we would trade, wouldn't we? We would
mhm.
trade
Yeah.
your peanut butter ones and I get your Smarties, so that
Yeah.
worked out.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's what I love best. The best Halloween candy was the fact that it was candy
Right.
and it was all mine.
It was all
So
yours.
yes. Should we talk about movies and TV and media in Halloween?
Yeah, I have kind of a short list. I mean, I have a ton of scary movies that I love. I mean, literally, like right now, I have like 55 in my little bat bag. But the ones that were specifically about Halloween, most of them are slasher movies, and I'm not a big fan of slasher movies. So Sleepy Hollow, which is the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow. I love that one. It's super stylish and scary, and a little bit gory, but yeah, I just love the stylishness of it and the
That movie
spookiness of it.
is sexy. That's a sexy movie.
It
Love
is a
that movie.
sexy
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
I
it
love
is.
the movie Trick or Treat, which is an homage. Whoever made, and I should know the director, but I don't. I'm sorry, director and story writer, but it is an homage. It is somebody who loves Halloween who made this movie. So it's just it's got a bunch of little stories in it, and it's gory and scary and tons of jack o' lanterns. The
Uh,
feel of it is beautiful.
Directed by Michael Dougherty, written by Michael Dougherty. So there you
See,
go.
somebody
Michael
who
Dougherty.
adored Halloween and just wanted
Love
to
it.
write all the scary stories. And it's just, if you haven't seen it, highly, highly recommend it. And then, of course, Midsummer, which you say, well, that doesn't really sound like a Halloween movie. It kind of takes place during like Harvest Festival. And man, that little film is fucked up
Jeez. That's the type of movie that you only watch once
once.
because that movie will mess you up.
Up. Yeah, and the same
Even
director did
yeah.
Hereditary, and I still haven't gotten Jenny to watch Hereditary, and Hereditary is worse than Midsummer.
Yeah. I was like watching Midsummer with Joe and Joe's like, "I will never." I was like, "What am I watching here? I will never watch this movie again." Yeah. When a movie messes my husband up, it is that movie is it is terrifying.
Yeah, but
Terrifying in a way that only the Europeans can seem to pull off.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I was like, but if you want to be
Mm.
scared and a little scarred, I
Ooh,
highly recommend Midsummer. But if you just want to like a scary Halloween movie that's cool and will take you back, it's kind of nostalgic, then Trick or Treat. And if you want a movie that's very stylized and beautiful and just a little scary, then I suggest Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow.
nice.
Hmm.
Uh, great. I would say all three of those are top
Hmm.
notch. My list is a little more expansive. They either are movies that have some Halloween stuff in them, are Halloween themed, or are just super scary. And I feel like um, the ghost idea of Halloween, the whole idea being All Hallows Eve, stuff like that. So I like good ghost stories. So the
Hmm.
first one I picked is The Others because I think that's one of my favorite ghost stories
Hmm.
as far as movies. Please tell me that's in your bucket.
It is in my bucket. It is. It's
Yeah,
it's
good
just a
one.
great movie. It's a
It
great,
is.
it's like what the hell? Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where you're like, "Oh, no way!" Yeah, it was
Hmm.
awesome. The second one is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like that's one of the quintessential Halloween movies. That's Tim Burton. It's a
Hmm.
musical. It's awesome. Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, The Conjuring, another just great scary movie.
Hmm.
Um, a scare, and there's a couple of scares in there that make me go cold, even
Hmm.
now, even though I know they're coming because they're just that good.
Hmm.
I went with The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, because in terms of Halloween media's movies and TV, that's a good one.
Hmm.
Uh, just as only the Peanuts can do.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, which is a dumb, but I love watching that movie on Halloween.
Hmm.
Donnie Darko, which
Yeah.
of course there's a Halloween, there's a Halloween theme in that movie, and that
Hmm.
movie again, well, that movie is wacky. That's a
Weird.
weird ass
Hmm.
movie, but still really great, really thoughtful. The Sixth Sense, there's a Halloween. Also a really great ghost story, but there is some Halloween that takes place in The
Hmm.
Sixth Sense, which is fantastic. E.T., which is one of those
Yeah.
how there it's one that you forget about, but you're like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
there's the Halloween scene
The
in
whole thing.
E.T. where they. It's awesome. And
Hmm.
then I threw this back a little ways because, like I said, um, we used to do this really fun thing in the theater department
Hmm.
at EMU. It was called the Dead Gallery, and it was just this night where various folks from the theater would put on different little vignettes of fun, scary stories. And it was
Hmm.
just a really great night. It was fun to be a part of. It was fun to go and visit it. And it was just a really good time. So I threw EMU's The Dead Gallery on there
Hmm.
because I love it. I don't know if they still do it,
I
but
don't know. It was
it was
fun.
one of the things I loved going to and I loved participating in it. So I
Hmm.
tossed it in there. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah. No, that was fun.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as, there's no shortage of super scary stuff that you can enjoy during Spooktoberfest. These are just some really good, I think some of
Mhm.
the best ones as far as scary slash Halloween themes slash, appropriate for the season.
Exactly.
Indeed. All right. So let's go ahead and jump foods and
Foods.
drinks at Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll start this one.
Okay.
I love this one because I love to eat, and I think this sort of thing is really fun and clever. I'm going to start with number one, which is the Mummy hot dog. Two things that I love. I love hot dogs and I love crescent rolls. And when you take your crescent roll and you tear it up and you cut it up and then you wrap your little hot dog so you can see here that it looks like a little mummy. They're mummy
Hmm.
hot dogs. It's so so
Adorable.
adorable. We have googly tacos, which you see to the right there, which is basically you set your tacos up and then you use sour cream and black olives to make them look like they have little spooky eyes.
Nice.
Um, ghostly strawberries, which are strawberries dipped in white chocolate with a little chocolate face on them so that
Hmm.
they look like they're surprised. I'm like little ghost strawberries. I thought this one was super clever. I've not tried these yet, and I don't know how you take the time to get your tortilla chips in the shape of bat wings, but you can
Yeah.
set up your chicken nuggets so they have little bat wings. They look like little bat chicken nuggets.
Hmm.
And finally, as far as drinks go, I love to go out on Halloween and have drinks, but I'm a
Hmm.
sucker for any drink that has a skull ice cube in it because
Hmm.
you can go and you can actually buy skull molds on various places or various home stores or whatever, so that you can always have a big skull ice cube in your drink.
Oh, I think I'm going to do that. That sounds fun.
And I love any gimmick cocktail.
Hmm.
So like the one I showed here, it's basically an amaretto sour, but it has a raspberry puree that you can inject in it, so it looks like it's blood floating in there. I'm like, oh, that's so
So
great.
funny.
So
Uh,
anything that requires a syringe with blood or something that looks like blood in it or something that has eyeballs floating in it,
mhm.
yeah, there you go. So gimmicky drinks are my favorite. All right, and brothers, now you.
Well, I can't remember a party in school, in elementary school. It didn't matter if it was Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever it was. They all had big cans of Hawaiian Punch. So that's how I learned about displacement of air. Because you had punch two
There,
holes, one in
you
the
did.
front, one in the back, so you could displace the
Oh,
air while you poured it.
do you mind if I interrupt you?
I don't.
That was one of the things I forgot to put on why I love Halloween. Because you got school party and it felt
Yeah.
like the best school party because it was all afternoon because you had to have time to put your costume on. They had the costume parade with everybody around the school.
Mhm.
Then you went back and you got cupcakes and candy and all this stuff. That was before you even got to trick or treating. And it wasn't even my birthday. I got more cupcakes the next
The
day
next day.
or the day before because it was my birthday. So yeah,
Yeah, it's way
the
better.
Holy Angels Catholic School Halloween afternoon for a Catholic school. This school really dug into its Halloweenness. I loved
It
that.
did. And then when the teachers finally got tired of you being inside, they would just kick you outside for an hour of recess in your
Totally. It was
costumes.
the greatest day of the year at
It
Holy
was.
Angels Catholic School was effing Halloween. I swear.
It was. It was exact. No, I loved that. Yeah. So, Hawaiian Punch, man, I can't.
Mm,
I love
ah,
Hawaiian Punch now because it always reminds me of like, oh, except it doesn't come in a can anymore, so you don't have that slightly tinny taste to it, which
no, we lost something there. Yeah,
we
but
lost something there.
yeah, yeah. That
Anyway,
big, beautiful blue can. Yep.
yeah, exactly. I love any Halloween punch, especially if it's served in a bowl with dry ice, so it's
Mm.
bubbly, and I think that's hilarious. I'm very visual when it comes to this sort of stuff. And then cocktails with plastic eyeballs floating in the glass always gets me. Several years ago, Duncan and I were at the DIA. We went to the Ofrende exhibit at the DIA, and then we went out for drinks afterwards. And we went to this little coffee house bar place that we liked. It's not open anymore, unfortunately. But
Oh,
they were trying. We got there early. It was like 4 in the afternoon. So the bartender, we were sitting at the bar, and the bartender was coming up with a concoction for their Halloween drinks. And he came up with something. It was something with amaretto, and it was sweet. And he put the floating eyeball in it. And he's like, oh, I don't know what to call this. And Duncan's like, call it the beholder. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So that's what they did. So it was that kind of stuff.
oh my
I
God,
love
that's
any of
awesome.
this gimmicky stuff. They still taste like tacos. They still taste like chocolate dipped strawberries. It still tastes like an amaretto sour, but it's just a fun way, a little bit, fun, visual, goofy thing to do in a
I don't know.
time that's, just like a little bit. Why not have just a little bit more fun? So
Uh, I'm sorry, but a mummy hot dog tastes better than a hot
better.
dog.
Lots of mustard. Yeah, so it's just like, hey, if you are too serious to enjoy Halloween, you need to re-examine yourself because it's kind of like that lyric in the Indigo Girls song of like, the doctor of philosophy, he never did marry or see a B grade movie. And I was like, oh, that's, it's like, yeah, be silly. Halloween gives you permission, and you don't have to even be sexy. Like a lot of adults are like, oh, I
Mm-mm.
can't be silly anymore. I got to be sexy. I'm like, no, be silly.
Be silly, honestly.
Dress up like a girl, a Sasquatch with a pink bow in your hair. Be
Pink bow.
silly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
I would agree.
eat
That's
some mummy hot dogs.
eat though, yes.
Mhm.
And even though they're like, well, I don't eat stuff like I'm that. I'm like, yeah, but you should.
You should.
Yes.
Yeah. hmm
Should we talk about scary books? This is our last one. Scary books.
Scary books. So yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go first on that because I am not as well read as you. So I'm gonna give my short list, and then you're gonna give the long list because you have way better taste in books than I do. All right. So I'm just gonna. My list is The Shining, The Haunting of Hill House, The Monkey's Paw, which is a short story. The Only Good Indians, which I'm not entirely through yet, but I'm really enjoying the spookiness. I have some questions about that, by the way.
okay.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna ask them yet because I should just wait and be surprised. I just want to.
Yes, Jenny.
The spirit doesn't kill the girl, does it?
I'm not
Does it?
going to tell you.
Ah, son of a. Because I feel like this is going to be one of those stories that's going to break my heart in the end, and I don't want that.
Well, Jenny, you
Okay, it's
know
gonna.
me.
Okay, you know what? It's fine.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, don't tell me.
All right.
It's a really good book. It's very intense, and
Yes.
um, I can't. Yeah. So
hmm
anyway, I have questions, but anyway, Okay, I know number 5 is kind of off the cuff. I went with A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. It's a great ghost story. And the book is okay, but I've seen a couple of productions of it. The best production I've ever seen is at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. They do it every Christmas, and we used to take the 8th graders there at a school that I worked at in Littleton, and I loved it. The production values were high, the ghosts were outstanding. The jump factor when the first ghost pops out is really amazing. So that's on my list. It's on my list. It's just a really fun and interesting ghost story, and that is it's well produced. The other one is The Monkey's Paw. That one I read that when I was a kid, and that one messed me up forever. And it really does make you consider, be careful what you wish for. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of where's the loophole? Because, if somebody's giving out free wishes, there's a loophole.
There's a loophole. And and what made me think of the Dead Gallery was that I think it was my freshman or sophomore year. I went to the Dead Gallery and saw a really great
Mhm.
performance of this, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this was really good, and it reminded me of how much I loved this story and how just smart it is,
Yeah.
and watch yourself. So
Watch yourself.
okay, Aunt
Exactly.
Brothers, now you.
All right. So I read this one last year, Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. And he's kind of like the new, he's not really new. He's written like almost, 10 books, but he's like the new Stephen King, I guess you would want to say. He writes very smart fiction. I just finished his Last Cabin on Earth. And but this one I like even better. Head Full of Ghosts. It is the type of story I usually don't get interested in, which is possession. I think possession are usually kind of lazy, and so. But this is a young girl who her family thinks that she's possessed or crazy. They're not sure which. She might need psychiatric help or she might need an exorcism. But since they don't have any health insurance, they go with exorcism. And to pay for everything, it
Welcome to
becomes
America.
a uh, um, what is it, like live TV? So they do it as a reality TV show. It is fucked up.
Hmm.
Great story. You want to read a great story? Head Full of Ghosts. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I wanted Jenny to read this because several of the characters are really into basketball. And not only is it scary as hell, I mean, intensely scary as fuck, but then the basketball, only people who truly love basketball can talk about it that way. So I was
And I
like,
truly love
Jenny,
basketball.
yeah. And I was like, when I was first reading it, I would have never recommended this to my sister. But then I was like, God, I want her to read about these people that love basketball,
Yeah,
especially
and I still do.
girls basketball.
Which is I think the better form of the more violent, better form of basketball. So yeah.
Exactly. So Mexican Gothic, which is by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. She has got several books out. I've read several of her books. I want Guillermo del Toro to make this into a movie. So it's so funny.
Ooh,
Did you ever see yes, Jenny?
I was just gonna say 20-second time out. His Frankenstein is coming out here in just a few weeks.
I know.
Okay,
I'm very
go
excited
for it.
about that.
Yes,
But
hell
anyway,
yeah.
this is classic Gothic, and Gothic usually revolves around some sort of haunted house. And so this is kind of like a slight take on the haunted house in Mexico. Again, very lush, rich descriptions. It's almost velvety to read it. That's how beautiful it is. Madam, which takes place at a exclusive girls' boarding school in Scotland during the 90s. And this is about the girls and then their classics teacher. So somebody who teaches about Greek, she teaches Greek and then teaches about Greek literature. So it's this very interesting interwoven, again, totally Gothic, haunted space, and but interwoven with all these Greek women in tragedy. So it's super cool book. Scary, kind of a fucked up little ending. So there you go. And then of course The Shining. Again, never read this book while you're sitting by yourself alone at home at night because you will get the willies.
100% true.
Yeah.
And again, in ways that the movie cannot ever think
Mm-mm.
of capturing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
the
is
scene.
so much scarier than the movie. It's not even funny.
Yeah, the scene with the shrub animals.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking that, Jenny.
Forget it.
The shrub animals.
Forget
I
it.
was just thinking that. Yeah. Way scarier
Yeah.
than the movie.
My heart is pounding just thinking about the first time
Me
I
too.
read that. I was like, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So excellent Ah, but this was so fun.
I
I love
know.
Halloween. I know. I got
Me
work to do.
too.
I got work to do. I'm gonna go out and decorate my stuff right now. You know what I need to
I
do? I need to
know.
get my boxes, my little Halloween jack-o'-lantern boxes out. You
Oh,
know,
mine's out in
the
the
little
window,
candle
Jenny.
heads.
I've got mine. I've got a
Nice.
whole lineup of stuff in my window in my enclosed porch that I have lit that eyes are looking at you at night.
Totally,
I know.
totally. Love that. Yep. So, all right. I think those are our 5 categories. So, well done, everybody.
Mhm.
I can't believe we're at the hour already.
Me
Thank you for
too.
spending an hour or so learning things about stuff. Today, the Brother Sisters took you through their top Halloween stuff. We did traditions, we did costumes, we did candy, we did books, we did movies, media, that sort of thing. So you learned all kinds of things about stuff. And you guys, we want to hear from you. We want to know what your favorite holiday is. We want to know if you love Halloween, why you love Halloween. Answer our poll questions, leave questions, concerns. We want to hear your questions, concerns, comments, and
Confessions.
confessions.
Halloween
Halloween
confessions.
confessions. I know. So some people
Ooh.
might have said that maybe their favorite things were to like soap windows or egg houses on Halloween. We never did that stuff
Mm-mm.
because we were busy counting our candy.
Exactly. You know what?
I got
You know what egging did? It took time away from getting more free candy.
took time away from the candy, getting it, consuming it, sorting
Mhm,
it,
mhm,
considering it, thinking
mhm.
about it.
Touching
Yeah,
it,
so
biting
I
it,
got nothing to confess.
emotions.
Yeah, nothing to confess about that sort of nonsense.
Me neither.
So anyway, all right. Remember, you can support us for absolutely free. All you got to do is like, follow, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We don't do
Yeah.
Instagram. I haven't figured
I
that
don't
out
know.
yet, but we're getting there. We have a page on Instagram, so one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Put the word out. Share your stuff with people that you love or people that you hate. If we're annoying to you, then we'll be annoying to them too, probably. So,
Mhm.
or they'll love us. You're welcome. All
Uh-huh.
right. Anyway, I got to turn the music on. There it
Yeah.
is. There it is. That's right. Join us next week when we visit Eloise Asylum. That's right. We are going on a tour of the thing that we have always wanted to tour, and that was Eloise Asylum over in, was it Westland, Michigan?
Westland,
So yeah,
Michigan.
we're taking the tour on Saturday. We're going to talk about it on Sunday. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to talk about it. So until then, I'm Janice Brothers, and with me is my sister.
And brothers.
And we want you to get out there and do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun. We are out of here.